Kim, wouldn't you agree that parents need to be talking to their children, children need to be talking to their parents about what they want to have happen and to make the decisions before a death occurs? Because we're all going to be leaving this life eventually. Some of it's going to be old age, some of it's going to be disease. Some of us are going to leave by a tragic accident. But you can plan ahead and you can set money aside for when the time comes.
That is correct. We do what we call a pre-need. That is where it's pre-arranged funerals. That means that you can set that money aside and it will be there when you do pass away.
So it would be different than just like saying you have a savings account, because sometimes, life events happen and the savings account can be completely wiped out. But this money goes somewhere separate. This money for funeral costs goes separate. Where does it go?
It goes to a third party because we as a funeral home cannot hold the money. And it's set up, and most of them are set up to where that they're irrevocable, and that means that no one can touch it without a death certificate. So if you do end up into a nursing home or somewhere like that, they just can't come in and take that money because it's set for your burial expenses.
So the money is protected. What about if, say I start an account like that and I don't pass for a long, long time? What about dealing with inflation and the rising costs of funeral expenses?
They're set up so that they do draw a little bit of interest, but that all just goes to whoever's the beneficiary of that policy. And most of the time that is the funeral home, and that helps offset the rising cost of inflation and everything that goes with that.
So really, people don't need to wait to come talk to you when somebody passes. They can come talk to you beforehand and get the ball rolling to be prepared for that day.
Correct. They can come in and then get prices. Everything can be set up and to where that it's guaranteed, except for like cash advanced items. And when I mean that, means like death certificates, opening, closing, things that we can't control.
Okay, but this would be such a great peace of mind. If you were an older parent, to know that things are taken care of and your kids aren't going to have to be figuring out your finances to try to pay for funeral expenses.
Correct. And it's also a great peace of mind for the individual that's already taken care of that.
That's very good. And I think it's nice to think these things through beforehand as a family. So, because like in my family, we have 7 children with spouses, and I think having to make decisions during a really high emotional time could just make it harder, because some of my siblings might want to do things differently than I would want to for my parents. So if my parents would take care of things, have everything prepaid, it would make the process of burying someone that you love a lot easier.
Exactly.
You've probably seen that a lot, where you think, oh, if only people would take the time and plan ahead for when they pass.
Exactly. And there's even, like life insurance policies, and they usually know what you want. And so when the time does come, Suzanne, and we all got to face that. There's no way out. But we got to be able to know what Mom wanted or Dad wanted or you wanted. Let me ask you a question. If your husband was to die today, would you know what he wanted?
No.
See, so it's nice to think about it and get some of this taken care of beforehand while you're in. Even though you still got good health, you may get in an accident tomorrow and be a cripple the rest of your life. So it's nice to set pre-arranged funerals up and take that worry away from the families. It's less stress on those that are left behind.
And as far as a financial decision, it sounds like it would be a smart one to do as well.
Correct.
So this is it's a great service that you provide for our community. You're there to help in times of grief. You're there to help make really hard decisions, but you're also there to help people prepare for the end and to get things paid for in advance.
Correct. That's what we would like to do and see happen.
Very good. Thank you so much, Kim, with Cache Valley Mortuary.